Hi, welcome. My name is Nate Haston. I guess welcome to a rather non-traditional back to school night here at Big Bear Middle School. I'm going to be your student's teacher for social studies and English. I also teach a creative writing class first period. That's a quarter-long class, and several seventh graders will be rotating through there as well. Um, I've been teaching here at the middle school. This is year 13 for me. I've been teaching for 22 years total, 20 of which have been here in Big Bear. I was in Hesperia for 2 years before that. Just wanted to go over a couple bits of information tonight to share to hopefully smooth out this transition to uh, this odd distant learning situation that we're all struggling with. So I guess I'd like to start by saying thank you. Thank you for your patience, your grace, your communication, all those things I've really appreciated. This the fact that we're all learning this together. And this journey has potholes and speed bumps just like everything else does. So I wanted to share a couple ideas with you, and please pay attention to the slideshow. So as I said, my name is Nate Hassan. I'm actually located in room B5, which is the furthest back corner. I guess that'd be the southeast corner of our campus. I have taught seventh grade several times. I'm also the academics team coach here at Big Bear Middle School, which means that normally when we're face to face, I teach things like Lego robotics. I also teach Rube Goldberg, which is a kind of crazy contraption contest. We've actually gone to nationals for that contest before. I also help with academic pentathlon. So if your students are interested in anything extracurricular that isn't necessarily sports related, I am one of the academic team coaches here at the middle school. That's a great way to get a hold of me as well. Email is very direct. I check it throughout the day. It goes directly to my phone, and I check it at all hours. Talking Points app was the other preferred way of communication with parents for me. Check your email. I invited everybody using the email that you submitted when you registered your child this year. So you should have a opportunity to either go back and forth. It can be web-based, phone-based, or text-based. So it's up to you. You get to choose on that. And the last thing is kind of like what the homework and controversy and work that we do in seventh grade. What does it look like? Well, first thing is we learn Greek and Latin words. One of the things that I've learned is that if I could teach a student a word in Greek or a word in Latin, it might be the same as teaching them 15 or 20 vocabulary words. So one word in Latin that is used throughout the English language is a great bridge to increasing vocabulary, and also helps on SAT scores when they get to the high school level. Latin words especially also have a really nice bridge language-wise with those of you who are Spanish speakers, because Spanish and Latin are they're connected languages. Many of the words in Latin are very similar to words in Spanish, if not exactly the same. When it comes to homework is not the same amount every night. Some nights the kids might have quite a bit of writing to do, or some research, or a small packet that they're going to be working on. Maybe they have to watch a video. It's not consistent, and it won't be every single night. If this year has taught us anything, it's that things are always changing, so expect it. The next thing below that is the 20 book list. I'm going to hold up a paper copy here in the corner. It's a piece of paper that should look something like this. The kids do have homework every night in this regard. They should be reading for 20 to 30 minutes every day. And I know a lot of people are struggling to find books for kids, not just going online. One of my favorite resources right now is the San Bernardino County Library. Has an app called Overdrive, where if you have a library card, they have pretty much, well, most books that you have access to. If there is an online edition of it, the San Bernardino County Library has procured that as well, which means you can read books on a device. At home, check it out at home. You don't even have to go to the library. If you don't have a library card, please go into the library and get one. It's a huge, fantastic tool. They do study support. There's so many things that they can help kids with. Organization is probably the number one thing that we work on this year with kids, just maintaining a binder. I know most people didn't do their traditional back to school shopping where you got the backpacks and all the locker gear and a lot of stuff, but there are some basics that the kids do need this year. They will need paper, they will need things to write with, and they will need a binder that they can organize all of their subjects in. Maintaining organization in middle school is a huge indicator of success in high school and beyond as well. Neatness does count. We're not contending with a locker or a backpack this year, which means everything has to be kind of contained within that binder. If you're looking around the house, you see papers sticking out of textbooks, things like that. Just take a moment, help your kids get organized. It says table of contents on there because one of the ways that I help kids stay organized in social studies is we maintain a table of contents for our notes, which means at any time you as a parent should be able to go on and say, hey, can I see your table of contents for social studies? And it should be basically the front page, like a table of contents in a book. And whatever it says number 1 on the list, you should flip and see that. And then number 2 should be the second page, third page, etc. And we can have up to 15, 20, even more items in a table of contents on a large unit in history. The only thing that I cannot fix as a teacher, as far as I know, is apathy. The kids don't care. It's really hard. So anything that you can do to help motivate your student at home is a huge help to us all. It keeps things moving forward. I'm not saying bribery, but get to know your kiddos. And the last thing is Infinite Campus. If you're not sure what that is, that's our grading system here at the middle school. Once again, you can access that as an app or connect to it through the bearvalleyusd.org website. And basically, it's just a way to check your students' attendance, grades, citizenship, and things like that. I encourage students to go on there as well. It's their best way to check grades and whether things are missing or not. It seems like another huge indicator for student success here at the middle school is when kids get involved in their own education, they take charge. We often joke in class that one of the greatest things that middle school kids want to be is left alone, just to kind of go their own way. I don't mind doing that as long as they show that they can handle it. And so as we build them up, get them ready to move forward in school and life and everything else, giving them the responsibility to maintain communication with their teacher, to maintain neatness, some kind of order, maintain a schedule, that becomes very, very important. So let's get to the controversy. So in social studies this year, we do learn about world religions. And we don't learn about all of them, but your kids are going to be exposed to a pretty large array of different world religions. They're all covered, and they're all required by the state of California that we cover them. It is called world history in 7th grade, but really it's almost all based around world religions because many civilizations over time have come or had a religion grow up, spring forth from them. The other thing we talked about this year a little bit about is ethics. Your kids will all be doing it's called socio-emotional learning block of time, usually 2 or 3 times a week, or they'll be talking more about interaction, about how to operate in a middle school successfully, how to operate in society successfully, and we encourage home discussion on these things as well. The kids should be able to come home or come to dinner and kind of discuss if any of that's been talked about at school, and then open it up for discussion. Every family's morals and ethics are different, so please make sure that you're maintaining a healthy communication with your kids on that. Many people have asked whether we still have citizenship grades, and here at the middle school, we do have citizenship grades. They just look a little bit different. When kids are online, they might not be participating. They might not be paying attention. They might not even be on their screen. They might not have even turned their video on. And those are all small things that can take away from a citizenship grade. Also, playing with the camera, purposely distracting the class, getting involved in the chat discussion area of the page, which is mostly for classroom discussions and sharing of information. Those are all things that can take points away from a citizenship grade as well. And the last thing is talking about kids missing work or when they're absent. What's the best way to go about doing that? We're going to try to put all of the information your kids need on Google Classroom, so they should be able to go on and check what they've missed. One of the great things is if the kids can kind of build up a network here at the middle school, a network of other people that have the same classes that they have, and they can give them a call or send them an email or FaceTime, whatever works for them, and say, hey, I'm really sick today. I can't sit in on class. We're going down the hill. We want to have cell reception, whatever the various reasons, appointments, whatever is happening. It helps if they kind of have a buddy that they can go to and just say, hey, was there something that maybe I missed or an assignment that isn't posted yet? Things like that. It seems like that's a real good sign of success for most kids as well. The only other real things we have to talk about with school, like behavior or operations day to day, is the idea that your kids actually can be asked to, be removed or not removed, but to step out of class for a little while. If we're trying to move forward with the lesson and the kiddo just can't seem to contain themselves or is really spending all of their time distracting others in the class, we have a couple options with that. The easiest one is I'll just call them on it. I'll just say, hey, you're not really here to do what you're supposed to be doing right now. I need you to stop. If they can't do that, I actually kind of do a removal from class. It's not permanent removal, but I boot them. And if they get booted from class, that's kind of a hint. Not only did their citizenship grade take another hit, but it's probably something where I'm going to have to get some kind of parent involvement where I just communicate with you, hey, your kiddo was not really doing what they were supposed to today. And we actually can involve the principal if it gets to the point where it's a consistent, repeated behavior and there doesn't seem to be any progress. By the time a kid gets to middle school, they know what the expectations are. They know how they're supposed to function in an educational environment. And so a lack of understanding about the rules isn't really an excuse at this point, regardless of their ability, age, or understanding. So there are a couple other things I do want to talk about. One of the other things that we really want to help support parents with is understanding how Google Classroom works. Oops. So I wanted to make sure that you kind of saw how this functions as we're helping kids in school. So what we have is every single class has a unique login that they should have gotten. You parents also should have gotten this list of codes that allows you to go in and check on your students' work. So what you'll do is you'll go into the first screen. It looks something like this, kind of have a banner of some sort across the top that says the name of the class, the period, also what time the class takes place. And just below that is a little combination, somewhere between 6 and 10 letters and numbers. And that's a unique code for just this one class. So if a student has 5 or 6 classes in a day, they'll have a series of 5 or 6 different codes to get into all of those classes. And what you'll see when you first log in is this thing called the stream. And this is just kind of a running list of events, announcements, assignments, sharing of information with students. One of the ones you really want to look at, though, is this classwork tab. And this is showing a running list of assignments. Also, it's a meeting link, so how to actually get into the class every day. That's the connection to our group that we join. Office hours, every single day I am available from 12:15 to 1:55 to help students with any questions they have. And then at the very bottom, you'll see prior work, anything that's already supposed to be due, turned in, and has been graded. And you'll see these for different classes. So for instance, here's a social studies class, same thing. Just notice that I've posted materials, noticed kind of postings about assignments that are up, how many people have turned them in, and it's the same thing. Assignments, links to meetings. And I also have a digital classroom. The digital classroom is just kind of a fun, kind of cartoony. Let's try that again. So when kids are looking at this page, it's kind of a cartoony version of my classroom. It looks something like this. Basically, what you'll see on the screen are their big priorities that they need to get done. And as you move the cursor around, you'll notice that it picks up certain things. So you'll see the little gloved hand appears. This is a video that they need to watch that's connected to one of the stories that we're reading right now in English. And then this is an online version of the reading book and an online version of the social studies book. And these two items stay on the bookshelf all year. There's also assignments. These are the priorities for the week. So kids have multiple ways to access what they should have done for school every single day. So I guess more than anything else, what I'd like to say is please communicate with me if you need to get to know more about me, or if you have any questions about what this school year is going to look like, please let me know. Thanks.